right. Welcome back live on Radio Row with our next special guest, Walt Chism of Best for Business.
Yeah. Hey, they calling me Mr. 500K now because I went viral the other night wearing a Cowboys polo at opening night, and 49ers fans was chanting Cowboys sucking, and we went 500K viral, baby.
All right, let's go. Let's do it.
He did that one right. I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh,
yeah. I'm Philly, man.
How long have you had that problem?
We don't want to go there. We don't want to go to failures for 25 plus years.
Don't do that. Don't be like that. Man, listen, this is a pleasure. I'm a big fan of BS3. I met you guys even before I met you guys last year at the Super Bowl. Actually, it was funny. We were getting on the bus for the media party, and what's your other gentleman? No. Okay. We were on the bus, and he was describing what he was doing. I was like, man, what's the platform you with? And he was like, BS3. And I was like, man, I follow y'all. Okay. Like, who is you? And I was like, BFB. He's like, man, we follow you. I was like, no, S. Look out. That is funny. But yeah, I've always been a fan of the platform. I see you guys going live just like we go live all the time. Every night. Yeah,
we really doing something every single night. I know if it's a Mavs game, I know you're doing a pre.
We do all 82. Baby. We don't take any games off. Christmas, Thanksgiving, you name it.
Do it all.
Hanukkah, Easter. We don't take any days off, man. We 82. It's a pleasure to have the Mavericks. To cover the Mavericks, I should say that.
Yeah.
And the access that they give us, so we take advantage of it.
Yeah. So, are you from the Dallas?
I'm born and raised in the D, man. I don't know what way to be.
Okay. So you are out of the womb.
I'm out of the womb. This is a way of life, man.
All right. Talk about your backstory, then.
It's funny. I always say this. When it comes to my media background, I always tell people I wish I could have that story, I went to college,
right?
I went to UNT, or I went to there. I was an intern here. Not the case. I was the guy who just happened to be at the right place at the right time and meet the right person.
Right.
Gavin Dawson, 105.3 The Fan. I started out as his barber. I used to be his barber.
Wow.
Right. And it was one time I had went over there, and he was like, man, you know what? You should do radio. And I was like, man, get the F out of here. He's like, no, man, you got a good sports spin. You're funny. You got it. I was like, man, come on, man. Come get your haircut, man. Come on.
Yeah.
And then over time, he would always ask me every time. And then he knew what he was doing. He said, well, you know what, man, I'm gonna take you to some of the events that we have or whatever. Let you see. So he started taking me to events, you getting all types of VIP treatment and all types. I'm like,
I like this.
This food is free, and you can take it as many you want.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. From there, it led to this is where it all started for me. He took me to a Dirk Nowitzki's Hero baseball game.
Yeah, the softball game.
Yeah, that they used to do out there at the Frisco Rough Riders.
Yeah,
I'm trying to doing some talking on BS3 right now, putting this out to the people.
Yeah.
So we went to the game, and man, I think I got to meet like so many people, and I think I got to be on the field. It was a whole thing, and that night when we finished, he came back and he said, so you think you're ready to get in broadcasting? And I looked at him and I said, well, what could it hurt at this point? And he was like, all right. So he got me set up with this person and that person. Then he had me do some little bits on the show or whatever. And I did one bit, and the response was huge. And I was like, oh, that was a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
I was able to do a bit. Well, we did another bit, and that response was bigger than the first response. And that's when we looked at each other like, all right, we might have something.
Like, got something here.
We might have something here. I think we might have something where we could make a move.
Yeah.
And then he was like, all right, well, I'm going to get you set up with this. He got me set up with Dallas on Air where I was there for, I would say, almost a decade.
Yeah. I remember. They're not still around.
Yeah, they are. It was at one point, I was in competition with, I don't know if you guys know the guy's name, Nate Ember. He was number one. He left. When he left, we instantly went to number one.
Yeah.
Our show carried the stage for a while. It was a blessing to see our rise to the top. I mean, when I first started out, and people used to tell me, my crew used to tell me, I used to be obsessed with the numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers, man.
I'm still obsessed with the numbers. It's hard not to. You want to see what you're doing. Is it equaling?
But the thing is this too. Numbers don't tell you the whole truth. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. But sometimes numbers don't tell you the whole truth.
Right.
Because it's not about how many people watch it. It just takes that one person
Yep.
that watches you and takes you. That can take you to the top.
Right.
So I used to be obsessed with that, and for a while it was like every time we did a show, it was like at the end of the night, it was always nothing was less than 1K, and it was one in, and I wrote that. Man, I was so proud of that. I was like, oh man, this is better than sex, man. Every time I get on there, man,
I don't know about that, but
I'm just like it's one. I don't do nothing less than 1K, and that was a great feeling because you see I'm pretty sure sometimes when y'all do shows, you think like, oh man, I don't know if I'm putting my best out there or if I'm doing the best right now.
Right.
Sometimes you do a show, you be like, oh man, that was crummy, and then you look at the numbers, you like, they like that show.
Some of the best numbers sometimes, yeah.
That show sucks.
Right.
So and after a while, I stopped, but I want to say it was the year of COVID. We were on the street, and I had got COVID in that November, and we were off for like a month, and that crushed me mentally, everything. I remember when I
a lot of people.
Well, it wasn't that; it was that I couldn't because we, at that time we didn't know, but we had to shut, like we couldn't do shows in the studio because I had COVID.
Right.
And I remember just breaking down crying because I was like, "No, I can't do a show." That's how serious I am.
Yeah.
I was about it, but we came back and the numbers just didn't. When I say when you hit that, when you was above 1K, and then once that we couldn't get back at 1K, it used to piss me off so bad.
Yeah.
And within that time frame when I was off, I felt like I kept saying to myself, somebody's gonna take my spot while I'm off. While I was gone for those weeks. So I was trying to do everything to get back healthy. And we didn't know there was no cure, nothing for COVID. I feel like I had the worst COVID. I'm telling you, man, I couldn't even walk from here to that chair.
Wow.
That's how bad my COVID was at that time.
Yeah.
So we come back. I'm not gonna say I switched the format, but I did switch the format because I got tired of doing a show trying to do a show every other week, and then that's when I came up with the post game scenario.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what, the post game scenario is with the Mavericks. The Mavericks are on 82 games. They're on every other night.
Yeah.
And now you look around now, it's all about more. You got to put more in. You see guys like Law Nation, he's on like every other night. You see guys like Shannon Sharp and Ocho, they on every other night. I got to meet him at SportsCon. He's really good. Law Nation, really good. All of them, Boss Cowboy, Big Game James, all of them are dope. All of them. Even what's his name was here today? Tuck. Tuck was here. I got a picture with him. He's there too. I just thought that you got to put more. I keep telling my crew now, I want to put more now. Now when I tell my crew, it's like I know I'm doing the Mavericks post game, but I still want to do a show now during the week. I don't care if the Mavericks are on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I still want to do a show at least Thursday or whatever. Friday, nobody. Don't ever do a show on Friday. Nobody watches on Friday. Don't ever do a show on Saturday. Nobody watches on Saturday. Sunday is probably one of the best days. Sunday evening is a good day to always do a show. Monday night's good. Tuesday. That's what another thing too. What I discovered too. When I felt like I hit it big. When I used to go up against Monday Night Football, and we used to have high numbers against Monday Night Football. And I'd be like, man, nobody's gonna watch Monday Night Football. They will watch on Monday nights on Monday Night Football. So that's why I would say don't really just stare at the numbers. Like just put the work out there.
Right. It'll come back to you.
Right. And Gavin Dawson, thank God for him because he got me mentally in the mind frame to do this because I know y'all know this ain't easy.
No,
a lot of people think that you can just put a microphone on somebody.
You just hit go and you just start doing what you do.
No.
It's reps. It's like working out.
Yes, it is. It makes you mad. It makes you sad. It makes you cry. It makes you everything. You have every emotion during podcast and broadcast.
And I was so serious, like you, about my show early on. Like my coworker had a wedding, and I was like, I can't come. I got a podcast. I mean, it was now I look back on it. I'm like, man, you could have did it.
I wish you did it because you gotta. I had this thing, this is what I say about. Let me go back to that. I say Gavin Dawson. He got to me early and was like, listen, if you're gonna do this, I need you to understand something. When you do this, if you got a wife, she's gonna be mad all the time. If you got a girlfriend, you're gonna run. If you don't have, if it's not stable, you're gonna go through girlfriends. You got kids, you're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad at you. You're gonna miss recitals. You're gonna miss this. You're gonna miss that. If you can't handle any of that, do not get in the broadcast. If you're telling me you can't handle any of that, and that's the way right. If you don't tell me you can't handle that, do not get in the broadcasting because you're not gonna be able to make it.
Yeah. Right. Now, how do you balance? Because there's life.
Oh, I'm terrible at it, man. Yeah. I'm not even.
I don't think nobody has any answer.
How do you? So you cut hair like Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday? Or?
I cut hair Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay.
I'm off on Sunday and Mondays.
Okay.
So when I tell you that I literally get up, sometimes I sleep in my studio. Right. It just depends because if it's a Mavericks game and it's late, I ain't going out late at night. Those days are over for me.
Yeah.
They were messing me last night because I go to the media party. I went in the room with the sleep.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to.
We almost thought that same thing. I was like, we went 2 hours. We're like, okay, it's time to go back.
Yeah, and I'm glad I did because today was hectic in here.
Yes.
Now I need y'all to understand something. I don't know if you was here. You were here last year.
Yeah,
Dog was here last year. We didn't have a table at all.
No, you didn't have a table at all. Tomorrow is about to be so crazy.
Yeah.
When I tell you, it's actually gonna be good for you too because when you got people sitting around you, it could be Dana White right here, and you're gonna tap his person and be like, "Can we get Dana?" And they're gonna say, "Yeah, we'll bring him right over." They just go. Everybody's just gonna get past down.
Ping pong.
It's just gonna ping pong, and you're gonna get them. They're gonna tell you got 3 or 4 minutes, and that's
to it.
Yeah, right to it. Yeah. And even if it's 3 or 4. They might cut you off at 2 and say, "Okay, he's got to go."
Yeah,
he's got to go. But that's how crazy it's about to be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Stephen A. is going to hit that door tomorrow, and you're going to think he's Michael Jackson. How many people are
start fainting?
You're not. He's going to be mobbed so bad. You're not going to even. It's going to be hard for him to even walk. People are going to have microphones.
You don't have people, or
yeah, he's got people, but there are going to be a crowd of people because they want to get a soundbite off of him. They want to get him. They want to get his something. No matter where he goes, because people are gonna be like, "Well, come to the next DLC. Can you get him, or walk and talk with him?
Yeah,
you'll get that." I saw Shannon Sharp was here today. He didn't really get that today.
He was moving.
He was moving.
But when I tell you, it's gonna be a difference with Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp. I don't know what that's about, but people here they gotta get something.
They have almost like a rave following.
Right.
Yeah.
Stephen A. does.
Yeah.
Like,
Shannon's getting there.
Yeah, Shannon. He should. Shannon's got a lot of people hating on him right now, which is kind of weird. I don't understand what that's about. But I gave him his flowers earlier when I talked to him earlier. I told him, I said, "Man, congratulations on all the success. This is well deserved. And he's actually having a show. I don't know if it's here, but somewhere him tomorrow and Chad Johnson. They're doing a show. They're doing the nightcap.
Yeah.
Okay. You buy tickets. They said they got food and everything in there if you want to go.
Hey, and nightcap is dope.
Yeah.
We
just talk about that nightcap, man.
It's a genius idea.
Yeah.
But I was getting back. Gavin Dawson after he told me that. But he told me that if you want to, you can do it, and you can do it for fun, or you can do it and be the best are number one.
Mm.
So I'm somebody that's like a competitor, and I want to be number one.
Yeah.
So when I wake up, I wake up. Sometimes, like I said, Mavericks game at night. I might sleep in my studio.
Yeah.
Get up from there. I got everything I need in my studio. If I need to go take a bird bath or something, they got six. I mean, they got 6 seconds, brush my teeth or whatever.
Right.
Brush my teeth, whatever, and go to the barbershop. Go to the barbershop. Cut hair all day.
Yeah.
Come back to the studio. Mavs play at 7:00. Right back at it. I've got toaster ovens. I got crock pots. There's a refrigerator in there. I got food.
Air fryer.
Everything I need to be in
All
there.
you need.
To be in there to make this thing happen. That's why I say it's easy for me to do 82 games, because I know that from the time
I'll be wondering, man, at night after night, I'm like, is he gonna be on again?
I never let you down.
Yeah, never.
Never
Man.
let you down.
That's good.
Never.
I don't care if the West Coast games are always the worst ones, because they're so late at 11:00.
Be like 12.
And years before, I used to go to all the Maverick games.
Yeah. And
the reason why I stopped was, man, I think after last season I stopped. I haven't been to any games this season. Man, it's so brutal. I'm getting older now. That was like the end of my 20s, early 30s. Matter of fact, I'll be 36. I keep forgetting my birthday is next Friday. I keep forgetting that. But back when I was late 20s, early 30s, I used to be able to do it, but like last season, like really took a toll on me, because I'd be in there so late. I remember I used to do post game show live from inside the arena.
Yep. Yeah,
I would be there
upset in the media. Yeah.
I wouldn't leave the arena until like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Wow.
And then have to get up, turn around, and go cut hair.
Wow.
That's how dedicated I was.
Yeah.
And then this year I was like, nope. I got a studio. I got that studio. I was like, nope. I could just do all the post game shows from here in the studio.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same.
I might go to a game or two.
Walking by or something like that.
I might go to a game or two, but I ain't really trying to go today. No more.
Yeah.
Right.
We talked. I went over there and we talked about the Mavs. What is the Mavs?
Yeah, that's gonna be my question. What's the Mavs season look like right now to you? And
what's the Mavs' biggest problem? Where do I start? I want to talk about Mark Cuban's little 29% change that he's got there. A lot of people blame it on coaching. I don't really blame it on Jason Kidd, because you just saw what happened a couple weeks ago, right? And Jason Kidd spoke to it with Adrian Griffin over with Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
He said it doesn't matter what the record is, if the player-coach relationship ain't what it is,
it's over.
You go. So it's going, and right now that tells you at this point, once Luka Doncic says, I don't want Jason Kidd here anymore, he gone.
Yeah.
Right now, Coach Kidd and Luka have a great relationship. I get called a Luka hater by my crew and Luka fans, because I say things like, okay, great, Luka can score 70 points, Luka can do this and that, but Luka needs to find a way to do other things when he's off the ball.
Yeah.
I have said numerous times, Luka needs to play off the ball. Luka needs to get in the post. Luka needs to be in better shape. All those things.
All true.
And you know what? I'm so glad for Kyrie Irving.
Mm-hmm.
Because Kyrie Irving came in last year and made the comment, well, we can't run if everybody's not in shape.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think he's talking about?
The number
There's only one person who's out of shape.
Yeah.
In my eyes.
Right.
What did Luka Doncic do? Luka Doncic got in shape this offseason. Credit to him. Appreciate that. I believe that Kyrie Irving has made Luka Doncic a better basketball player since he's been around Kyrie. Luka's game has taken to another level. Luka, though, needs to take his game to another level if they want to win a championship.
Yeah. And I think I got 2 issues with him. Number one, he cries too much.
Okay.
Yes.
Fouls are going to happen. You will not get every call, and you're hurting your team when you don't get back.
Right.
That's like basketball 1-on-1. If anybody ever play basketball, get back.
And your number one player's doing that.
You got to play some type of D. You ain't supposed to be Gary Payton,
Right.
You gotta do.
You gotta make a little bit.
He's actually played pretty good defense this season.
Sometimes.
Another thing Luke has an issue with free throws, and I said it to the point of free throws of if you ever watch him in the fourth quarter, if he misses a free throw in the fourth quarter, he's not attacking the basket anymore. He's gonna step back, shoot
those 30-footers.
He doesn't want to go to that free throw line and have to miss that free throw. It's like I remember his rookie year, he did that in the game against San Antonio, and that's messed with him ever since. You know, he's afraid of the free throw line in the fourth quarter. And he actually was not a bad free throw shooter this season so far. I don't think I had to check his numbers, but it was a good stretch where he was knocking down his free throws. But I know a couple nights ago they were playing somebody and he missed a free throw, and I told Kendrick, who I do the postgame show, I said, he hit that, he missed that free throw. He ain't going to the basket no more. And the next play he came down there, he ran to the paint, looked around, and then passed it out instead of going up for the layup. And I was like,
he's very emotional, and emotions are good, but when emotions take you off course completely, and you're not even yourself, you're not even the Luka that should be playing. To me, that's a problem.
It's almost like he shies away from contact after that. You know, like when he doesn't want to get into it. What you said. When he gets upset, he's not going to the paint. And we've seen this 2 years ago with Luka. So it's the same thing. It seems like, but you're right, he has improved because I think Kyrie Irving has helped him along the way. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know where I see Dallas going, especially in the West.
Well, it's not right now. It's not good. Like everybody thinks they need to make a trade, and the trade is going to change everything. But change really isn't going to change anything.
It can help. It
can help, but it's not going to.
But they definitely need Jared Lively back.
Well, he gets hurt a lot.
Yeah, Kyrie still gets hurt.
Kyrie gets hurt a lot.
They're 11-7 with Doncic, Irving, and Lively in a lineup. That's a 50.
I like Dodo coming back.
No. Why? We got to stop bringing back old people. Once the people are gone, let it go.
Well, what about there's this whole there's a lot of
I was okay with the Andrew Wiggins move. I'd be okay with that.
I don't know.
I'd be okay with that because that's another person you can get a ball to and score.
True.
Was that for the Grant Williams? His name is coming up in trades.
Grant.
Yes, a lot of trades. Yes.
Wow.
What's Kenny call?
Suspect.
Kenny calls him, Mama, we made all this. We pulled out the biggest heist. Mama, we ain't got to eat no more.
Man,
we ain't got to eat no more.
I don't want to talk too soon, but that is a horrible trade.
It wasn't a trade. That was a
signing. Right. That was a horrible signing.
Yeah, Kendrick said he pulled out the biggest heist on the Mavericks.
Yeah.
But I mean, he didn't pull out too much. Mark Cuban just gives his money away.
Get that money. Yeah, he got that money.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually funny because now that Mark Cuban has sold the team to the Adelson family that's here in Vegas, I'm actually probably going to go look at some real estate tonight because we might be moving here if we can't get that gambling legalized. So,
now the place in Irving. So Irving, where the old Cowboys setting is.
My studio is actually right down the street.
And they bought the Adelson family bought that area over there.
Right. It's cute, but until Greg Abbott, Governor Wheelchair, back there in Texas says
Governor Hot Wheels.
Or Professor X, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah. Charles Xavier
says we can't. I think the Edelman.
It's time.
The Edelman.
It's time for weed and gambling. Let's do it, man.
I mean, I'll tell you this.
Like Nike said.
I talked to a senator out of McKinney that I know, and he said that gambling and marijuana is close to being legalized. And McKinney's getting a new airport too.
Really?
In the next couple of years, they're gonna be getting a new airport.
Why? Is this airport already there? You said new.
They did used to have one back in the day, but they're getting another. They're getting another one out there.
Interesting. Let's switch gears here to the Dallas Cowboys.
I see you.
I gotta hear this.
Who is the new DC?
Well, they haven't hired him yet.
Rex Ryan.
Well, I talked to Hugh Jackson earlier. I was trying to figure out why his name wasn't in the running for to be the head defensive coordinator. Said nobody's gave him a call, so I might need to call Jared. Whoa, Jared, what's going on?
There's the Zimmer. There's the
Mike Vrabel.
I didn't know about the
new today, Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan, yeah.
Please don't.
Rex Ryan.
Please. You already hired his brother.
But like you said, we talked about this earlier. I want to get your opinion on this. Whoever the defensive coordinator is going to be, if it's going to be someone like a Rex Ryan or anybody like that, it's going to be like 1 year. And if Mike McCarthy doesn't do it again this year, he's only a coach. So.
I don't think they should fire Mike McCarthy.
No?
Nope.
Why not?
Mike McCarthy's not a bad coach. He's not. Mike McCarthy came in, gave you 2 12-5 seasons, and in this season he had your quarterback and your wide receiver, the top duo, with his play calling that everybody questioned and said wouldn't work and wouldn't do this, do that, and they defied the odds. Now, tomorrow, I have to take issue with Sean Merriman tomorrow. I'm gonna have to. I told Darren Woodson. I'm gonna take care of the Sean Merriman problem tomorrow at about 11:15 over there at my spot because we gotta address this. Justin Herbert is better than Dak Prescott. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm a Herbert guy, but you can't say that he's better than my quarterback.
Now, here's my issue with McCarthy. Regular season is wonderful, and yes, he's done it.
Yes,
but that Packers game, that is a preparation.
Please explain that.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a preparation problem on behalf of the defensive coordinator who's gone to Washington.
Yes,
that's whose fault it was, and I'm going to tell you why. And I told Darren Woodson this, and Darren Woodson didn't like that. Did you get him on, by the way? I did get him on.
Yeah, she canceled him, but anyway.
And I said to him, well, Darren, unfortunately, Michael Parsons got on his podcast and said, well, we were out schemed. Whose fault? Who's the scheme guy on the defense? That would be the defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn. So unfortunately, that defense stopped absolutely nobody that whole game. The Packers scored almost every
possession. Yes,
every possession on this. They even about the backups didn't score.
I just think, and maybe this is the issue. You've been watching the Cowboys for so long. You've been waiting for them to get to that conference championship game. Anybody who is the coach that doesn't coach them to that, there's an issue.
Well, Jerry Jones, first off, wasn't going to fire Mike McCarthy.
No, he was not.
No, after the season because one thing Jerry Jones is not as a dummy. He wasn't getting ready to pay Mike McCarthy 1 year to sit at home. Because he fired, he had to pay him out that year.
Yeah, that's true.
No, so he just told him, no, I bet you any amount of money. Me and Jerry Jones, we are one and the same. We thinking like I bet you Jerry Jones told Mike McCarthy the next day when they got in that room, he probably told him, I should fire your ass, but I can't. Because I would owe you money. You gonna work this last season off. Yeah. That's why they came out instantly with he's not getting an extension.
Yeah.
So quickly, whatever happens, if he has a good season, all right, a great season or whatever, or they go for whatever, he'll get his extension, or they just move on from him. But I think the Cowboys will make a mistake if they move on from Mike McCarthy and definitely go sign Bill Belichick. Yeah. What's it, Baldinger or whatever? Yeah. I was interviewing him earlier. He wanted to try to tell me that Rex Ryan is a good defensive coordinator. Yeah, and I know what Rex Ryan did. And I'm like, why would you think Rex Ryan? He says that it'll take us to the Super Bowl.
No,
we've heard that before, right?
Get out of here.
I think I'm looking at him. He trying to get testy with me because I'm like, why? What makes you think that? Do you understand what Rex Ryan has done? That's great. What he has done. That's great.
Yeah. When was the last time he coached?
In a long time.
It's been probably early 2000s.
Jets, right? Yeah.
2010. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Sanchez.
Well, he got violated the fact I said, well, if the Dallas Cowboys need to provide Dak with the correct tools to win if we're going to go further. And I was talking about running back, and he was like, "Well, what's wrong with Tony Pollard? You don't think he's good?" No, he's service. He's an average running back.
He's a number two
guy.
Yeah, and he was here today. And
we got him tomorrow.
Okay, I said he's the former running back of the Dallas Cowboys.
It's funny. My buddy was saying, "Man, show is weird that he's here." he's here today. I said, well, he doing media. I was like, no, he ain't doing no media. He's job hunting right now.
Promoting
himself. Promoting himself to get it.
So the main reason why is when you had Zeke and Pollard, you could see it. Now when you had Pollard alone, you could tell it was completely different.
Yeah. I was okay with getting rid of Zeke. My only thing was replace him. Replace him. If you're going to get rid of him, replace him. If you're not going to get rid of him.
And here's the problem with the Cowboys. They always say, well, we have Malik Davis.
So we're going to run the football. They're going to be running team.
We had last year. We're going to slide them in. It'll be fine.
The Cowboys are a victim of always getting high off their own supply.
Yeah, that's true. Because even at the beginning of the year, they were like, "Oh, we're going to be a running team." I'm like, no, you're not.
Listen, I come from a family of drug dealers. Number one thing, two things you don't do. You don't get high off your own supply. You don't get high off your own supply. You don't sell drugs out of where you your own house. Those are the cardinal sins of drug dealers.
Right.
So when I tell you that they get high off their supply, trust me, I believe that.
Plenty of time.
And they think that another thing they do that irk me sometimes, and I'm a Jerry Jones guy. I don't know if it's Jerry or Steven. They do this thing where 1 week they're bad and it's like, we need to make some changes, and then they'll go off and win 2 or 3 games and then look like, we're fine. We don't need to make any changes. You see what we did to the New England Patriots.
The worst teams in the league.
Yeah. And it's like, we're fine. We don't need it. And it's like, we're just going to stay in pack. And I'm like, okay.
There's a question in the chat. How about Dalvin Cook to the Cowboys?
You know what? I brought that up to Baldy too. Well, did you see Dalvin Cook? He only did 3-point-something yards his whole. And I'm like, okay, but we needed a running back that runs up the middle. That's all we needed. Well, that's all we needed him for. I didn't need him to come here and dominate. All I said was put him with Tony Pollard and let's run this thing.
Yeah.
What is Jerry? The Jerry Whisperer you say?
Oh yeah.
What does he mean when he says we're all in?
As far as that goes, we can take us.
What does that mean?
Well, Jerry Jones understands that right now with Mike McCarthy, this could be Mike McCarthy's last ride. He does have to go all in this season.
Yeah.
Which means that they're going to be signing players. They're going to be bringing in, trading, doing whatever they can do.
It's not realistic for this organization.
They actually should have did it last year.
Yeah.
The one mistake I think they made, and I get it, but I don't get it. I think you should have replaced him. They got rid of Amari Cooper. I think if you kept Amari Cooper and still had Steve Lamb, But they say who?
Who's that guy?
Not this year.
I was damn clear to ask him to come over there with him. Washington. If they would have kept Amari Cooper, they say they let Amari Cooper go because of availability, but really they got mad because he didn't get vaccinated when they told him to get vaccinated, he got sick and missed games, and they lost those games. And Jerry Jones didn't like that. Jerry Jones before, I don't know if you guys caught this, when that was going on, Jerry Jones, matter of fact, it was 105. I think it was G-Bag asked him about getting vaccinated. And Jerry Jones said, no, we are all going to get vaccinated on the football team. We've all decided that because on the Cowboys, we're we guys. And anybody that doesn't want to get vaccinated is considered a me guy. Mm-hmm. We don't do me guys here. We only do we guys. So Mark Cooper didn't get vaccinated. He was showing up to places without mask on. And then he got sick and got COVID. And then he missed games. And the Cowboys lost those games. Jerry Jones was like, don't worry about it.
It was kind of like the kneeling. We not kneeling.
Yeah.
That was that same situation. Get Diggs' brother to Dallas. What's your thoughts on that?
Not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Plus, he gets too emotional for me.
It's not about him. It's not about. He's just not gonna. There's no way to.
There's no way to spread that money around like that.
Yeah,
you got to pay.
Right too.
Got to pay.
CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Parsons.
Yeah. Have you heard about the trade possibility of trading Micah for 2 first rounds?
I mean, that's up to them. If they feel like they don't want to get involved with. This might sound kind of harsh. I like Micah. I don't have a problem with Micah, but Micah is proving himself to not be You know what? I'll say it this way: he doesn't have coof.
Okay.
If people don't understand when I say coof, he doesn't. He wants to keep it real all the time.
Yeah.
You have to know if you're going to be. If you're going to be in this industry or this game, you got to understand you got to hold it back sometimes.
Yeah.
So when I say to Darren Woodson, well, Michael Parsons came on and said that they were out scheme. Darren Woodson says, no, you can't say that. You got beat between the lines. You didn't get out scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So he's looking. So Darren Woodson's looking at that saying, he's basically saying it was on them. It wasn't on him. Is what he's basically.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Right.
Yeah. All right. What's up? We got Barbershop Sports Talk. Appreciate you for tuning in. What's up, fellas? It's dope. The Seaman brothers at the Super Bowl Radio Road doing their thing. We appreciate you.
Giving out that inspiration. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And so one of them.
It's not easy. It's not an easy get, man.
One of them is a Ravens fan, and the other one is a Steelers fan.
Well, Barbershop is said because I couldn't hear in Arlington. So
one's in Baltimore, and the other one's in I think DC, I believe. But they're good people.
Yeah.
We've had them on both our podcasts. But great to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, this has been meaning to happen for. This has been meaning to happen for a while.
This has been in the making for a long time. The Rangers won the World Series.
Oh yeah, there's nothing to talk about. They're perfect. They're perfect. We don't need to break down anything.
Nothing on that.
Nope.
They spent money. They opened the wallet. They started with Simeon and Seager, and that was just the beginning.
A lot of people,
and then DeGrom and
my
then
guy,
Scherzer.
My guy Tobosh doesn't like when I say this. He doesn't like because he's a Rangers and a baseball guy. I'm sorry, but the best thing the Rangers did was fire John Daniels. And Chris Young came in here and turned his team around just like that. In a matter of
and he was given the leeway to do it. It wasn't like you can do it, but we need you to stick in between. It seemed like they just gave him an open check.
Sorry.
And I think they are built to make a run. You talk about the rookies on this team, amazing.
I don't care if everybody keeps. Well, can they repeat? I don't care if they repeat. I don't care if
they did what they did.
We got a World Series. We got the first one ever. So I remember watching. Who was that we played? Was it the Astros?
It's on in the. Yeah.
In the ALC, yeah.
To
go to the World Series. Yep.
We were watching that. We went to Monday Night Raw.
Mm.
We were in the suite. We were in the suite watching Monday Night Raw and watching baseball at the same time. and I remember in the middle of somebody was having a match, and everybody was just in the crowd go, let's go Rangers,
yeah,
let's go Rangers, just in the crowd because everybody was getting updates in the middle, in the middle of and even as the game ended, at the same time the show ended. So sometimes at the end of the show they like to have wrestlers hang out, and Cody Rhodes and the Uso, one of the Uso brother was out there, and the crowd was more into the Rangers. Then they were they were chanting Rangers in the arena. And
I'll tell you this: this might have been the most excited I've been in a while for sports for my particular team.
Yeah,
I was rushing home so I could turn it on, and I was like running to change clothes so I can sit down and watch it. I mean, it was that was an epic moment that I don't think any Rangers fan will ever forget.
It's the first.
First and only.
First and only. Just like my Eagles, the first. It's the same way, man. It's just that,
all right,
that excitement.
Before we go, give me your thoughts on Jalen Hurts.
Why?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about
face,
the franchise quarterback. Let's talk about it.
I mean, you talk about
face.
him. He fell off.
Yeah, he did. He regressed a little bit.
I think he was still hurt.
He was hurt.
I think he's still hurt.
Offensive scheme, all those things.
Now, my thing is, normally, maybe they're going
to wait. I want to speak to that.
Maybe they're going to say, I thought they would release like he had this type of injury.
I think it's still coming. I do. I think he was hurt. He was playing because there was no explosiveness and all that. But it was a lot of offensive scheme and all that. So it was a lot going on in that locker room.
Yeah. Hey, will Dallas ever host another Super Bowl? Seem like they do. Well, I got some breaking news for you. Unfortunate news. 2027 was supposed to be our year. It was between us and SoFi Stadium, and apparently they have given it to SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, 2027. Yeah,
right. It was between us. Now I need you guys to understand something. I want to say it was Jerry Jones screwed the last Super Bowl up. There were so many things. There were so many things that went wrong. The food, from the food to the seats. Oh my God, that was a
snowy. It was a bad all around.
It snowed.
That's the worst possible situation.
Yeah,
bad in that Super Bowl. I have never seen it snow like that in Dallas. That was the first time I ever seen it snow like that. I remember that snowstorm because I was coming from a young lady's house. We stayed in the same apartments, and I got up to walk home, and I walked out her door, and I stepped in the snow, and my whole leg went in the snow.
That was, you knew it was.
I was like,
problem.
"What?"
That was the ice storm. They said, "Yeah."
He said,
What?
It wasn't
just ice. It was just snow.
Yeah, there was ice, snow, and then ice. I mean, it was bad.
So you got that East Coast weather.
And I lived in Little Elm.
Yeah, I was living in
Plano.
I was living in Addison at the time. I was living off Marsh Lane. I lived in this apartment called Marsh Creek. And what was funny was, you know what? It was ice because there was a little hill you had to go over, right? And cars were trying to get up that little hill, and they couldn't because it was so ice. They would just get up there and they would slide back down.
Yeah.
So we couldn't even get out of the apartment.
Now the positive thing is they're getting 6 matches of the World Cup, which is basically equal.
You know what happened? You know what we'll get the draft again, but we won't get we won't get the Super Bowl product. Man, and even after 2027, they're going to like Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Tennessee's getting a new, and that looks nice.
Yeah. And they're probably going to go to Buffalo whenever they get their new one.
That's supposed to be outside. Ain't nobody dealing with
it. Yeah, they tried that before.
Yeah, they tried that before.
But they are going to get one like 2. It's going to take like 2 or 3 or 4 years after that. They'll go around, but no, Dallas isn't in the run anytime soon.
Yeah. That's crazy. Since Dallas hosted it, they gave in our area, and they gave it to the Minneapolis.
Yeah, but they didn't screw up the Super Bowl. Like I'm telling you, man, there was a lot of things behind the scenes that happened with that. It's
Jerry though. Jerry is the NFL.
Right, but Jerry's always doing. He wants to do things different from what they want to do. Like he always goes against the NFL no matter what it is. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. We'll do it. I'm gonna do it.
Go against the grain all the time.
Right. Even back in the day with the jerseys, they were with Reebok, and he was like, no, I'm going Nike.
Yeah.
My jersey is gonna be through Nike.
Yep.
All right. So
I don't want to sign that deal.
Yeah. Final question: what's your favorite Super Bowl city? How many years have you been covering on the radio?
This is only my second one.
Oh, second one. Okay.
I'll tell you this. There's good. I didn't feel like there was anything bad about Phoenix other than that dumbass media party that we had outside in the cold on rocks.
Rocks. Oh, jeez.
Other than that, Phoenix was dope because the hotel we were in was like right there and everything was accessible.
Yeah.
You could walk. We had to go to Footprint Center for opening night.
Yeah.
The convention center was right here.
Right.
All I had to do was scan, and it took you down to the room. And it looked just like this in there. And it was an easy access. Listen, I have a hotel here in this hotel, and I hear people that don't even live, that are not in this hotel tell me, oh, I just go out the door, get in a Uber or shuttle or whatever, and just go to the shower and I'm good.
Yeah.
It takes me from my room at least 15 minutes to get here on a walk.
Oh yeah,
we're
in the Luxor. Okay,
that's what we are too.
Unless you catch the tram, but you can't take that in the morning.
They take like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get here in 15 minutes walking.
Yeah. Okay. So I had to walk through here, a casino, upstairs, go back downstairs to go back upstairs.
To go back up.
Okay.
See your cigarette smoke.
Okay.
Yes.
Another thing here too. Check this out. If you leave out of here, you go to the right, you have to go all the way back down to come back up just to come through that door.
And I made the mistake yesterday.
Yeah.
I went to the restroom and I went out that door and I was like, oh.
You exited out of there.
Yeah,
right.
So I went in. I was on the convention, the whole different side. I had to went down the escalator, like you said.
So you had to go
and I looked at I missed the black lady house. All the time I look at her and she just start laughing. I just shake my head and say, "Man, you gonna make me walk all the way around if I go to the right." And just, I ain't got no choice. I'm like, yeah, you got a choice. You can help your boy out.
Yeah. Open that door.
You seen your boy come out of here. It's like you just seen me come out of here. What are we doing?
Right.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yes.
But I mean, I've liked this. I've liked this venue. Monday though, that dropping us off. Did you guys go to open tonight?
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, when they dropped us off across the street at the gas station, then made us walk to Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
It was like, hold on, this is not the right spot.
Hold on. We can walk from here to Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah.
There's a door
that straight through. Yeah.
I wonder why we didn't do it. Well, it takes you straight into the stadium.
It takes you right into the stadium.
Yeah.
So it's a tunnel, basically.
Yeah.
Takes you right to it, bro.
Yeah,
and they drove us around the corner, dropped us off on the corner.
Yes.
In front of an In-N-Out.
In-N-Out, yeah.
7-Eleven. Yeah.
Tell us you can't stop the raids. Stop the raids. And tell us that arresting sex trafficking doesn't stop sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
Now, so last question: Were you actually on the fan? I thought you were on the fan.
No, I wouldn't say I was on the fan. That's what I said when Kevin Austin had me doing those little.
Okay.
He had me doing those little snippets. But yeah, man. Like I said, he got to me early, man, and made me understand. Like he gave me how I should conduct myself, like how you need to be out in public, like when you're at mass game, don't take pictures with players. Don't ask for autographs. Don't do that. Like you don't want. The one thing he said that I'll never ever forget. I'll take it with me. He says you don't want players to look at you and be like, "Oh, there goes that guy again."
Yeah.
You don't want to think that every time you come around, like, he's going to ask for something or he's going to want a picture or something. You don't want to be that guy.
Gavin is one of the dopest guys on the radio. We see eye to eye when it comes to Cowboys.
Constant professional he is, and I'm blessed to have him in my corner. Hopefully tomorrow night, I'm going to have the pleasure of taking him to dinner. It'll be the first time I've ever been able to do that because I'm in a position now where I can because of him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to take him to dinner tomorrow to show my appreciation for every help. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting in this room right now. If it wasn't for Gavin Dawson.
Yeah.
And I've told him this before. My thing is that anytime I get behind that microphone, I always try to make sure that I don't make him regret saying that I'm going with you. You're the guy that I see next. That you don't ever say I regret putting the microphone in front of your face.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure I always do that.
Yeah, solid guy. And your platform as well. Where can everybody follow, and what you got coming up?
I'll tell you this real quick before we go. Last year, it was I'm not gonna say it was emotional for me, but he had this look on his face when he seen me walk up in Radio Row. Like it was a proud father moment.
Yeah, it was like man. Look at my boy.
Yeah, it was proud. And then I heard he shouted it out on the air that I was showing. Because he appreciates my heart. He appreciates the work I put in. Like I didn't take any shortcuts. He knows that.
Easy roads. Yeah.
So he knows. He understands that. But man, I'm just grateful to have him. Just grateful to have him in my corner.
Yeah.
He is a great guy, and I'm thankful for him.
Yeah.
So he got me the right way in this business.
Best for business and Walt Chism.
Oh yeah, you can follow me at Walt Chism on Twitter. You can follow me Walt Chism on Facebook. You can follow our show on bFb DFW on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube.
Yeah.
And I said Facebook, right? It's all
everywhere.
Everywhere. But
awesome,
that's it.
Appreciate
it.
Great conversation.
This was definitely dope.
Yeah.
This has been in the making for a while, so I'm glad. I was looking forward to definitely meeting here, even though we're in the same city. But I love to come when you do when you go to the spots for Cowboys. I love to come.
Yeah, man. That's a surreal thing too, man. If you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I had just reached out to a couple people, and that's why I say it's not about how many numbers you do,
right?
Because a lot of companies I mean, it's not that they don't care. They care, but they don't care. But a lot of companies, they just want to see like, okay, yeah, you have numbers, but what kind of traffic are you bringing? Can you bring traffic? They don't really care about that. They just want their product shown. They want to know, well, if I let you come in our restaurant, how are people going to see or know that you were here? And it's like, sir, we broadcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Oh, so you're all over social media.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah. Okay, well, let's do it.
Yeah.
Nobody ever tell you, no, I don't want exposure for my business.
It's up to them. It's a two-way street.
Two-way street.
And the thing I always try to do I always tell them, first off, I don't need your money. Facebook pays me. So that's number one.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, that's not going to be the thing forever, but right now.
Right.
Number two, I always tell them, I try to give them an opportunity. I say, hey, listen, why don't you come in the pregame show, come sit down with me. Yeah. Let's talk about the restaurant. I'll give you an interview, promote, tell them how they can get. I give them that platform. Yeah. We take if the restaurant barbecue spot, come put food on the table and put it on camera and show them, tell them what you got. Tell the people, make the people come, make the audience come.
So they see what you got.
See what you got. Yeah.
So I give them that opportunity when I go in there.
Yeah. Well, dope. That's definitely in the future for us as well. Sometimes I'll be thinking if I even got the time and all that, but I think that's something I'm gonna try to do as well. But I love, next season I'm definitely gonna stop by.
Yeah, I mean, wherever we can find now. Next, listen, this last Cowboy season kind of gave me an eye opener. Okay, this moving around thing ain't for the birds. Okay, so next year. We're gonna split this. We're gonna split this up.
2 spots?
No, not 1 or 2 spots. We're gonna split it up between home games and away games. I ain't doing that many games on the road this year.
Yeah.
I did a lot of games on the
road.
road.
You were doing it at different places.
Right.
Yeah. And we'll be in Rockwall 1 week. We'll be in Plano. We might be in Flower Mound.
Wow.
Flower Mound.
These are not close.
Yeah, Arlington. We would get around or whatever. Mike Fisher was here earlier. We've been at Fisher's Bar, but we get around. But you definitely want to try to get to at least one spot in every city where everybody can be in a proximity where they can get a hold of you.
Yeah,
you want to go to Grapevine or somewhere like that, or Flower. You want to go somewhere where people can come get a hold of you.
Right.
Especially where you think like I might not have an audience out there. You'd be surprised how many people come in there. And be like, I heard y'all were just coming down here. I want to see. Or even if you don't have an audience, once we start posting the food or whatever, they're like, oh man, that's in Flower Mound. I'm gonna go check them out.
Right.
I'm gonna go check that out.
That's free advertising.
Yep. And food. Food brings people. So,
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, Walt, we appreciate you.
Yeah,
man, we gotta do this again sometime, man. Maybe we should just have y'all come to the studio and do a mass pre post. I'm in Irving. I'm right.
Okay. I'm in Forney, but I work in Dallas, so.
Well, I'm just saying, maybe one Saturday or Sunday or something like that. Just come to the studio.
Now he's in Philly, but me and Doc.
But I'm just saying, we don't want Philly like that. Well, you come by on a Saturday or Sunday, and something we can just do a game or something like that.
All right, cool.
So that's cool.
All right, man. We appreciate you,
man.
Thank you for coming on.
No problem, man. Thank y'all, man. This stuff now, you got me want to buy this board, man. I'm about to put out $600 for that board, man.
It is worth every penny.
You might have to invest in that too.
Yeah, this sounds crisp. I like this.
It does.
Every penny.
Man, I love this right here.
But I appreciate you.
No problem, man. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah. Thank you.